We really gotta get some intro music because I just be, in my mind singing. In my mind. Ooh.
It's gonna be all right.
Merry Christmas. Okay. The best Christmas song ever. Can you check the stream? Make sure it's lit, is live in?
That's what I'm looking.
Oh no. It's live in.
Yeah.
If you're not live, you're jiving.
Yeah, we
Yeah, I see it.
Stream is starting soon.
You jiving? Okay.
Oh, what happened to Bull?
Starting soon. I lost.
I was like, what happened to Bull?
Lost Hood. Alrighty, well, let's wait and see if he comes back. He dropped off.
There we go.
That was the quickest. Oh wait, he's coming back. Okay. He's dropped. All right, there we go. Let's see if you pop back up. Oh, you did. You pop back up. Okay, awesome. Alrighty, that's that. That level magic. We be having our Rick and Morty portals on sometimes too long. So
can't have a successful stream without some technical difficulties. That is our motto.
It wouldn't be the level way. Our disclaimer. But anyway, welcome to The Level, your bi-weekly check-in where geek and pop culture collide. I'm your host, Rainy Days, and we got Skiddy Live bringing you hot takes, deep dives, and a whole lot of fun each and mostly every other Sunday. But because we're about to go on the break, we're coming back to back because there's just too much going on in the geek and pop culture world. How can we not talk about it? Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to The Level Podcast. Tell a nerd who knows a geek who knows you that The Level is where you want to be. We appreciate all our subscribers so far as we continue to push out our platform. Every person counts, so we appreciate you guys. But it wouldn't be The Level if we didn't have a special guest. It's been a while since we had somebody on the stage. So stepping into The Level, we got none other than Hood. Say what's up to The Level, Hood.
What up?
Awesome.
You're my awkwardness.
So Hood is a Baltimore native and a longtime fan of comic and movies, and somebody who knows his way around the Marvel universe, with Captain America sitting at the top of his list. He's also a self-published author, creating Black Christian-based superheroes, blending faith, purpose, and heroism that brings a powerful and unique voice to the genre that we all know and love. And on top of that, he's a recent WWE fan, established in 2023. So he knows what the fuck is up with WWE. He looks like he's going to fit right into here today during our rant. So Hood, speak to The Level. Let them know what you're talking about.
Yeah, really happy to be here. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, like you said, huge superhero fan. Marvel, definitely been on that since really as early as I can remember. Captain America, he kind of became my favorite after I came out of that like angsty teenage phase. Because I used to be into like the anti-heroes like Red Hood and anime characters like Vegeta and things like that. But I just kind of just grew up and gravitated more towards characters like Captain America and Superman and things like that. WWE happened completely by accident. I stumbled across Eddie Guerrero's promo against Brock Lesnar that like I think it's considered his best promo or whatever. And I found it on Monday, and I was so inspired. Monday wrestling was coming on that night. I was like, let me sit through a whole show, and that was as far as she wrote, and got really into Cody Rhodes, got really into the Bloodline, all that kind of stuff. Proposed at WrestleMania 40. Like I went there live, proposed at WrestleMania 40, so I got like a lot of emotional memories attached to it. and I've been rocking with it ever since.
So so that's crazy because I got engaged the year of WrestleMania 40, and that was one of my presents. So I didn't get proposed to at WrestleMania 40, but it was one of the gifts that led up to my proposal. And I had like this giant sign that says, "Do you smell what the fiance is cooking?" So that's crazy
Yeah.
that got proposed at WrestleMania. I mean, proposed at WrestleMania, and I, went there as a result. That's awesome. That's awesome. Living rent
Yeah,
free. It was awesome.
absolutely. That was a great night. Without
It was
without
cold.
rambling too much,
It was great.
yeah, I wish the product was as good as it was at that time, but that's that's neither here nor there, or maybe it is. I don't know.
For sure, for sure, for sure. Well, that's what's up. That's what's up. We'll make sure that we'll drop Hood's channel information in the comments so you guys connect with him after the pod. And as always, every guest is welcome back. When they want to come back. So Skinny Live, what's
What's
going
up? What's
on,
up? What's up?
buddies?
I'm over here just sending notifications about this podcast. But other than that, I
Oh,
have
I did
been
that.
watching. I've been watched or been watching um Reincarnated as a Slime. I've been watching that. I recently stumbled onto
My anime
two returning
reincarnated as slime.
seasons of Old Country Bumpkin becomes or is a swords master. Let me go back and look at this John real quick.
Always watching something weird.
That's not work. It's weird because it's not known. From Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman. It came out, I think, if not last year, on Amazon. It's an Amazon Prime anime.
Old
It's
country.
definitely fire. And Clevitus. So both those two have just recently returned for their beginning of season 2. If I'm not mistaken, I think 4 episodes are out, 3-4 episodes. So definitely check that out if you're interested in some new anime to watch.
New anime to
Um,
watch.
what else have I been up to? That's about it for right now. My mind's kind of blank. I'm kind of sober, if you don't mind. I haven't got my early morning smoke in yet. So, Bumblebee Tuna, that part.
Understandable,
Yeah.
understandable. If you guys are joining us on live, make sure that you check in the Level Podcast on YouTube. We're talking right now what everybody been watching. I'll let our guests go here. Hood, what you been watching? Let everybody know what's been not other than what's on the agenda. What you been watching?
Oh, so I'm doing a lot of catch up because it's hard for me to watch things when they're live. So my wife and I are currently watching Ozark. That's one thing that we're watching. Just got through the first season of that, so I'm coming through that. I'm rewatching Arrow with my roommate because she had never seen it, so I want to make sure I introduce her to that show. And there's an anime I'm considering picking up, but I'm not so
Yeah, she was talking to somebody else.
because
Keep on going.
no problem. There's an anime I'm considering picking up, but I'm not so great with anime. But like 17 people, which in my life is a lot of people. 17 people have recommended it. It's called Solo Leveling. So I'm considering watching that, but I don't know where I'm gonna fit it in. So we'll see how that goes. I'm waiting for something that really grips me because right now I'm just kind of I'm watching stuff. I'm like, okay, that was cool. And I'm enjoying myself. I'm not watching anything that's terrible, but nothing's really like that feeling you get when you saw something that just blew your mind. That show you
Mhm.
want to tell everybody about, and it's like I need you to watch this right now. I'm looking for that, and I just haven't had that experience lately.
Mhm.
So
You haven't
I
watched
might
Guy Computer
just
yet.
have to crack and watch the Solo Leveling that everybody's talking about.
Solo Leveling is a good anime starter. It is a very action heavy anime. I love Solo Leveling, but if you're looking for plot, it might not be the best
Guy Gachuda.
anime to start. Guy
Guy,
Chicuda is one of the animes we
Guy
cover.
Gachuda.
I would say, have you ever seen Attack on Titan?
I have.
Okay, so you like Attack on Titan?
Yes.
Okay, so we're kind of meeting that standard, right? It's just kind of, you kind of looking
Yes,
for
we are.
something like that wow factor. Yeah, Guy Chicuda,
Guy
and I'll put it
Chicuda.
in the chat. It's a good anime to watch. To Be Hero X was a beautiful anime to watch.
Hell's Paradise.
Hell's Paradise. Yes, that's probably going to give you that wow factor. But
Anything
I mean,
Studio Mappa. Studio Mappa. It doesn't matter what is under their name.
Am I supposed to be able to hear him?
Can you hear me? You can't hear me?
I can't.
Oh, dang.
I don't want to mess up the flow.
But you can't hear him.
I can't hear him.
Hold on.
That's so weird. But we can hear.
Oh,
let me make sure I can hear him live.
I can hear. I can hear him on the John. I can hear him on here. He can't hear me.
Yeah, I can hear all three of you guys. Hold on.
No wonder why his response has been kind of weird, because I was saying, oh no, she was talking to somebody, and he was like, and then he responded to you. And at first I was like, well, shit.
Yeah, we can hear. I wonder, is it because you came out and came back in? Because we can hear everybody.
I wonder if it is because he left and came back. Because that was
let me try to redo his link. 1 second. Where are you? Technical difficulties on the level.
You never take me to Bangladesh. You never
hope I didn't mess it all.
It's on an open flame.
Oh, it's okay. You fine. I mean, it's not a. We just gotta figure out why you can't hear Skitty. That's all.
It's always something. We're lagging about a few years in technology. Oh my.
We're in 97. We're with the X-Men.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that part of the conversation. I can't wait.
Try to remove you. Maybe I should remove you and add you back. Okay, hold on. Leave. I want to add you back. Can you still hear me, Hood? Okay.
Rubber
Skitty, say something.
bunkers.
Did you hear him?
He's like, no.
Yeah, that's so weird. Like, that's so weird.
Isn't it weird? I love gold. I love the smell of it. I love the taste of it. I love it so much.
You still got your headphones on? Let's connect your headphones and see if you can hear Skitty.
All right.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though that's quite a word, that really sounds atrocious.
I don't hear him.
Still no?
You sounded loud enough. You always sound precocious.
Go again.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
No, I don't hear him. I hear you.
What?
Now I hardly hear you.
No, this one.
Poison the mojito of my enemies. I'm not your friend. I'm not your lover. Not your mother. I'm your auto mechanic.
Oh wow, this is a first.
I heard more, but not your
Um,
heart. So don't call me a
Better.
panic.
I just wish it would be for more positive things.
okay, I think
I'm just
YouTube is
a
now.
mechanic.
I think the live stopped now though.
Did it stop?
This era
Poison the
having technical
moon.
difficulties. I shall return. Okay, let's try it again. Um,
Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you?
it's still
Got some
there.
work to do now. Come on, Scooby Doo. I need you.
Still hear you singing Scooby Doo, but it's so weird that you
You want me to try to
can't.
leave and
I
come back?
mean, he
See
can't
if it.
hear you. That's all. Yeah, try to leave and come back and see if that works.
All
That's
right.
all we can do. If not,
We're
I'm
saying
gonna
that to
try
me
to.
or
I'm
him.
gonna have to. No, him. Have him leave and come back, and I'm gonna. Yeah.
I hear him.
All right, God. You hear him now?
I do.
All right, guys. Well, okie dokie. Now let me add you back. Thank you, guys. Whoever's there, technical difficulties. We're about to be back in a second. Let me just bring Skitty on down. Alrighty.
I was
It's
just
going
about to
to
see if
look
they had any
weird.
recommendations. I didn't
Okay.
recognize any of them.
I want to be a man
Okay. Well,
cub.
you're getting moved
One night
there.
in the
Not you want to be
town.
a man cub. Alrighty.
No,
Everybody can
I
hear
want.
everybody.
It's the lyrics that I
Yes.
want to be like you. But learn your Disney.
Alrighty. So, yeah. All right. Well, we worked through that.
We
Okay.
good? We're
Wow.
in there like somewhere.
Yeah.
We all hear each other.
All right. Well, we can all
Indeed.
hear each other. One band, one sound. All right. So
Okay.
let's go ahead and, since our blood pressure is already high, let's go ahead and test our energy with the question of the day. And this one
What
I recently
shenanigans
post on
question for?
Facebook. If you guys follow on Facebook, and it basically is in the elevator who is likely to walk out alive. So from left to right, we have G
God.
Girl from Super Ex Girlfriend. We have Mary from Hancock. We have Captain Marvel, who's in the MCU. We have Supergirl from the DCU. We have Trinity from the Matrix. We have Anissa from Invincible Comics. We have Android 18 from Dragon Ball, and then we have Rogue from X-Men. What say you?
Oh, you know what? You said the John from Hancock.
Yes.
See, I don't. I mean, I'm always going to put my money on Cars or L. That's hands down. But them Hancock Angels are something different though, because like the further they're away from each other, the stronger they are, and they're immortal. Their strength hasn't been like tested though, but they're angels. They're considered angels. So what is the power of an angel? We don't know. So I'm gonna still put my money on Cars or L. Period.
I feel like whatever the power of an angel is kind of becomes almost irrelevant as soon as you throw Rogue in there. Like whatever the power of the strongest one there is essentially Rogue's to steal. And like if I'm
Code.
not mistaken, Rogue can hold multiple powers at once, right? Like she can, or does she have to give one up to take the
Yes.
other one?
No, she can pull multiple.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she's basically in an elevator filled with a bunch of gods, and she can be all of them at once if she puts her hands on them. I
I
don't know.
mean, my thing is that the supers of DC fought people like Rogue. Case in point, Parasite. You know what I'm saying? And they kind of got the same ability. So
I mean, that's
I know, but
okay.
Rogue
So
has gone against Superman, and she was able to take Superman's ability. So this is a tricky one because you can make an argument for at least I would say Rogue, Supergirl, and let's say Captain Marvel, right? But let's do
thank you.
process elimination. So who who knows who's not making it out the elevator? Let's do it that way.
I
So
mean,
we can narrow it
everybody who
down.
we ain't named, we ain't talk about. You know what
I
I'm
Who's
agree.
saying?
first?
I
Who's
don't,
first?
people saying Trinity only got power in the Matrix. She's
In the
only
Matrix, yes.
like that's what that's like a regular
So
human regular.
some people were arguing in the comments that because she's there, that means this is the Matrix. But everybody's going to create a stipulation to get the person they want to win. So Trinity's out
I mean,
first. All right, who's next?
But hold on, even if she's in the Matrix, she's still losing because she doesn't have like superpowers in the Matrix. She almost died in the Matrix. She got shot in the Matrix. If it wasn't for
yeah,
Neo
you're not shooting Captain Marvel.
you know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's just going just Trinity. No, that's X. She's dead.
I don't actually know who the first woman you named was. Gigi, is that what you said?
G girl.
Gigi.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know who
she's
that is.
probably gone. She's from a movie called My Super Ex Girlfriend.
Okay,
So
haven't seen that.
yeah.
Anissa's out for sure. I think Viltrumites get overhyped because of how strong they are in relation to the Invincible world. But like once you step out of that, I think most of the heavy hitters from pretty much all other comic book brands, if they have superpowers, kind of mollywop the Viltrumites.
If they ain't Thrag, I don't want to hear it, dog. For real. Thrag is the only person that I could see going toe to toe with any comic book Mark. You know what I'm saying? Because comic book Mark did beat Thrag, but Thrag showing how he like trained himself. You know what I'm saying? Well, we didn't see how he trained himself, but knowing that he trained himself to be the strongest Viltrumite. Yeah, that's if they ain't on that level, I'm not hearing it. I don't even know her. You said Anissa, that's her name. See, that's how important she was right there. You know what I mean? In that conversation.
Yeah, and this is like, she's the girl that does what she do to Mark in the Invincible comments, but she was the second person to come after Conquest in the show. But
which everybody was
summary of the
afraid of,
comments
except for
so we
Thrag.
see. So Zay 900 said Trinity for the win. You're in her world.
He said that with a
Alessian
laugh.
said Rogue gets knocked out all the time. Rogue doesn't get control when she takes power though. She gets crippled if she took Supergirl powers. Super hit. It depends on the Rogue. That's not entirely true. I think that a lot of things it also depends on, especially with X-Men, because they're always evolving. And she was able to maintain Superman's power for not a long time, but for some time. It depends on the Rogue. Yes, she does get quite knocked out quite often, but depending on what Rogue you're going with,
was there another
she's definitely
crossover?
like it was like they did a crossover event. They also did, what was that show used to come on? Does it still come on? The one that do the verses? They put two people together. What is it called? Like Battle Versus. It's like you ever seen it? It's like an animated thing, and they animate the fights and they put them together.
Oh, like Death Battle?
I can't remember the name. I gotta look it up. Yeah, like Death Battle. Yeah, there you go, Death Battle. Thank you. Yeah.
Man, Death Battle
So
has no credibility.
and
Death Battle has
I
no
mean,
credibility
again,
whatsoever.
it also, like I said, it depends on what you're taking from the person, because some people argue Android 18, and neither one of y'all said Android 18. But if
I was
we are taking the Dragon Ball about it, like she is
She's a,
she's the android.
she's an android.
see,
Oh
I
man.
didn't
Well,
I don't know how to properly scale Android 18 because like if she had the absorption technique like 19 and 20 do, then it'd be a different conversation. But
I
since she
think.
doesn't,
Go ahead, continue. I apologize. Go ahead.
oh, it's all good. Since she doesn't have that, I was just gonna say like it really depends on her like where her raw power stacks up to everyone else. In Dragon Ball, power levels, like their scaling is just completely ridiculous. I mean, like toddlers are blowing up planets. You know what I mean? And so when you take something like that and you put that up against Captain Marvel in terms of raw power, I I think 18 is comparable to Captain Marvel in terms of actual like energy output. But then you have to take all these other like I don't think 18 can outbox Captain Marvel. Like Captain Marvel is as much as I don't like her, she's kind of a she is trained. Like she's very well trained, you know what I mean? Like she's a soldier and all that. And so when you take all that combat training and battle prowess and actually give her godlike powers, then when you take somebody else who also has godlike powers, whoever's better trained is gonna come out on top. And I feel like Captain Marvel is better trained than 18 is. So
it's a good argument.
They
That's a good
never.
argument.
All right, Rogue and Superman never officially fought. Cause I'm like, hold on, y'all. I'd have known
did he
about
pull up
some
the
DC.
Carfax?
Yeah, he put up the car fact.
I'll be
Yeah,
pulling up the
but
Carfax, because
yeah.
I love DC versus the Marvel versus DC series in itself is very crazy and very unique. Like Superman beat Hulk because he exhausted him from his heat vision. Like he basically tired him out, exhausted his energy. Which I mean, it was Banner Hawk back then, but it was still a good understanding. Who else? I still
It
don't.
has been said that if Rogue and Superman was to fight, Rogue can take Superman ability.
Yeah. Oh no. Take his suit. Take
Yeah.
the abilities. Yeah. But that's what I
Yeah.
was
So it
saying. You know what I
doesn't,
mean?
but she
They
can
fought.
she can maintain and use the power against them. So she's not going to be as out as you guys think she is.
I mean, I'm not
Like,
saying okay. I'm not saying she's
not.
getting dog walked, but she's getting puppy skipped. That's what I'm
She's
saying.
probably going to be one of three left.
She's
I'm gonna be honest.
she's gonna be
She probably
puppy
one of three
skipped.
left. If it's
I
three
have a
people left, it's
clarifying
going to be
question.
Rogue, Supergirl, and Captain Marvel. That's going to be the three people left. Yeah, if we be honest.
I have a clarifying
Maybe
question.
Android 18, but
Nah, I don't
yeah, go
see
ahead.
Android 18 being nowhere.
When you write out the names, I noticed that you said the DCU this and the MCU that. Like you're saying specifically those versions because
That's the
if
version that's on the
R
screen.
okay,
Yeah.
so I can't actually see the picture. But the DCU Supergirl is not very powerful. At least not observably very powerful. I mean, she's not weak, but she's not like I mean, I've seen Supergirl, I've seen Kara portrayed much stronger than in that movie. I'm
I
just
mean,
I'm listen, I'm not hating. I'm not hating. I like Supergirl. I'm just
Hey,
saying.
we had a whole podcast about the movie, so I shared my feelings. Guardians of the Galaxy 7, Supergirl edition. But sorry, read the comments. Android 18 does have unlimited power, so Rogue couldn't drain her, but she's not even top 20 strongest in DBZ anymore. Who's the fastest in the room? Supergirl and 18 by a mile. I know, but it's an elevator, so I guess speed. Also, you guys, it's an elevator, so speed would be like. Obviously, the elevator is not surviving this, right? We know that,
No,
but
obviously, yeah.
speed would be the least thing you want to use in the elevator because it's a for lack of better language, it's a bunch of bitches in the room. So like, you try to fly around, somebody gonna grab somebody cape. No more capes. So,
Who of them
look,
can't breathe in space?
Who what?
Trinity.
Who can't breathe in space?
Yeah, because once
I think
we break
Trinity,
out this
right?
elevator, which we will, I'm dragging them up into the stratosphere. You know what I mean?
Rogue. And I don't know about anybody else.
We
She-Hulk.
gotta see where the elevator is at.
She-Hulk, Trinity.
Trinity can't breathe
Rogue,
in
She-Hulk,
space
Trinity.
unless she's on a spaceship. Now, if the elevator's on a spaceship, then they good.
Everybody else, if I'm not mistaken, can breathe in space.
Like a freight elevator, so it's probably going to expand into like a versus into a warehouse.
Danger room elevator.
Danger room
I'm not gonna
elevator.
lie to you. If you're dealing with people like them who can do all this flying and traversing the universe and everything like that, and they're strong and like OD strong, then the fight is definitely leaving the gap. Like it's leaving whatever area they start in. And so if you don't have the anatomy or the physiology or whatever to survive in multiple environments, you're probably out just on that alone. So I feel like your like Captain Marvel is good to stay in. And obviously geez, Supergirl is good to stay in. And the girl from Hancock, because I think they can breathe in space too. But once like if you need
Yeah.
like air or if you can't hold your breath for a dumb long time, you're just not gonna
Android
make it.
18 can't breathe in space anyway. Now that I'm thinking about it, because she's not even an android no more. She's a human.
Is that super? Is that super stuff?
That's after she had her baby with Krillin. Could have a baby and she's a
Oh yeah,
robot.
basically super stuff. Yeah,
They
it's
got a
good to
whole
categorize
daughter.
that. But we're not
Daughter would
even
have
going
came
to
out
talk about
some
that.
wires. Would have came out wires and batteries or something.
Krillin was smashing the vacuum, but it's okay.
He was not
So we're not
smashing
about
no
to even.
vacuum. Y'all
We're
ain't
not even
Krillin the
about to go
MVP for
into
pulling
that.
the vacuum. Krillin is the
I
MVP for
mean,
pulling
he
18.
had to pull somebody. All the other humans was gone.
Fair enough.
Chi boom. He didn't have many options.
Mara
It
played.
was,
What's her name? Mara, old blue hair chick. That pulled up after Frieza. She played him bad.
Oh, you talking about
poor
the
Krillin.
one that looked like Boma?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, 18 is a human now. All right. We're gonna move on. Make sure you guys answer the question of the day in the comments, and also on Facebook if you follow me. It's a lot of good back and forth, a lot of reason why people think their person will win. So we would love to see it. Now let's get into today's agenda. First up on the level is our movie level. And we're going to talk Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. Basically, Christopher Nolan sends Greek Batman into the worst road trip ever. In Homer's poems, The Odyssey. Notably for the first film shot entirely in IMAX film camera, right? We follow Matt Damon Odysseus after the events of the Trojan War and his not so journey home. Let's talk Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. Is it a masterpiece or does it master reek? Let's talk about it. First
Odyssey
reactions.
is one of the greatest stories of all time, and that's period. That movie was fire, absolute heat, storytelling, development, building. I like the one part, and you would think it was CGI, but it was not. It was just practical, just regular schmegular shit that they just made look real extraordinary. When the witch Cersei was making the men eat the food, and then she was like sculpting them into pigs, like that shit was wild. And then my favorite part is, I mean, I think, you know, as a person who likes action, I do like action. So action wise, you got some throughout the story, but you didn't get the real action until the end. And that was one of the things that I loved about this movie, because every rendition of the Odyssey, you see him string the bow, shoot the bow through the thing. And when it came to time to clear the room, because that you know, we all know what happened. He kills everybody in the room. That's what we're told. The last Odyssey movie, you just see them close the doors and you see blood come under the door. But this movie, it was fuck Odysseus. It was Jesus Christ. That's Jason Bourne. Because he went in on them motherfuckers at the end, yo. Oh, and then you had the motherfuckers that was like, nah, that's the king. That's Jason Bourne. Let me just kneel down. Let me just kneel. He ain't gonna know. He ain't gonna know. But yeah, that was my scene right there. But overall, yeah, I love the Odyssey. I was stuck. So, hey, what y'all think?
I am a certified Nolan fan. Have been since inception. So I went in pretty much expecting to like it. And of course, I liked it like most people did. My personal the best aspect of the movie to me is just what I like about Nolan in general. I like how he is able to take these fantastical elements and bring them down into almost realism. So to see how he reimagined the gods and all of those over the top elements from that story, like Scylla and Cyclops and Poseidon and all that kind of stuff. And he just kind of he used his imagination to keep it. I don't want to say simple, but I'm going to say simple. Keep it simple and keep it digestible. It was a refreshing take because I mean, if you want the grandiose, super over the top version of the story, you can just read the original. And when a director takes on a project or something like that, I want to see your version. I know that at times can set people off because they want to see what they know. So it is a bit of a double-edged sword. But as far as I'm concerned, if you're not gonna give your unique spin on it, there's no point in doing it. And so I like that aspect of Nolan. Much like Skitty here, that ending fight scene. My favorite television show of all time is Spartacus, and my favorite episode of Spartacus is the season one finale entitled "Kill Them All." When it's time to just get vengeance for all the stuff you put us through. So watching Odysseus come through, and he's just putting arrows through throats, and he's just slicing people down. He's just a one man killing machine. John Wick in ancient times, that it's just it fuels a very very primordial part of my brain that just likes to see people get payback. So yeah, all the standout moments for me, the siren scene was probably my
That was crazy.
that
That was
yeah.
crazy.
I think about that, but other than that, yeah, it was what I came to expect from Nolan. I would sit here and glaze it for 10 minutes, but I have so much faith in the guy that when he comes out with a movie that's good, it's like, what did you expect? Michael Jackson released a song. It was good. Shocker. You know?
Definitely, definitely, definitely. I'm the sorry, I'm think gathering my thoughts. So I would say the first thing I did love about this movie is the cast. Like he packed a star-studded cast, and he packed them so well. Like it was like every scene was like, oh, that's so and so. 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 It just felt like for it to be so many well-known actors in the film, it didn't feel like it was too many actors in the film. Like if that kind of makes sense. So I definitely everybody had their role to play and they played it so well. You know, I'm a huge Matt Damon fan. I've said it before in the podcast. I was a huge Born franchise friend. I said on Facebook, just go ahead and let Matt Damon be Batman. I'd be okay with it because at this point, who the hell knows what's going to be by now? But just watching him in his pure Matt Damon element is what I'm going to say was like amazing. I hope he's nominated for this role. I really do because it took a well-known story from all of us, whether you read it in high school or, on your own or seen a movie or an adaptation about the Odyssey. It took such a well-known, book and he made it his own. Christopher Nolan did a great job making his own. My favorite scene, I mean, you guys kind of mentioned the scene with the pigs and Cersei. I also enjoyed the scene with the Cyclops. Just like we talk about the practical effect, that they created this 60-foot monster, to have for the actors to interact with, or they use like the illusion museum effect where you have somebody really big in the corner and somebody really small in the opposite corner to give that sizing scale, and just their overall logic of how to get out of the cave and what Odysseus does that ultimately sets the whole story in motion was like just great. And masterpiece is a kind word for this. I wish there was a better word to say it. Epic. That's probably the best word. It was literally the epic. Like, but I mean, we can't gaslight the whole film, right? This is the level. So we gotta kind of break it down. We gotta kind of really figure out what worked and what didn't work, and we gotta rate it, right? So I got some questions for you guys. My first question is, knowing that some of the things were omitted from the original text, right? Do you think the Odyssey was weird enough? So, I mean, my man Odysseus was smutting his way across the nation, so I don't know. He fucked everything. He basically fucked his way home. But do you think the Odyssey was weird enough? Do you think it missed those qualities that was changed?
I don't think y'all know how I feel about changes when it comes to changes to continuity and stuff like that. As long as you make it solid and it's not, it doesn't have me like backtracking questions on, well, why didn't this happen or why didn't that happen? You know what I'm saying? If you fully explain your story, if I see the vision of what is to come or even like what is there, I have no issues with it. So no, I don't think it missed the beat for real. With its own storytelling of the Odyssey. Boom, there you go.
There is one change that I wouldn't have changed had it been me, and it's with Zeus and when they're sailing home. I think I think when Odysseus is faced with the verbal choice, hey, I'm going to kill somebody now. I'm either going to kill you or I'm going to kill all your people, and I need you to make that decision as to which it's going to be. I there's I think you're missing something profound about the fact that Odysseus wants to get home so badly, and he's so devoted to that idea and to Penelope that though it's not his first choice, when it comes down to it, he will pick Penelope over everybody else. And in this movie, it wasn't really presented like it was his choice to sacrifice them. I know, like they made he warned them what would happen. I do understand that, but when it came time for the lightning to actually strike, it wasn't, hey, I'm telling you to choose, and they know he's about to choose, and he knows that they know he's about to choose. I just think that one moment that is kind of crucial for when the rubber hits the road, for lack of a better term, would have elevated the movie just a little bit to keep that part in.
It's definitely I mean, I didn't think about that. Definitely. I mean, I did think about it because I did feel like watching it, like, I mean, he really don't want to get home, huh? But like, and when I felt like reading it was like he wants to get home. So it was like, I mean, obviously, like, he also, to me, didn't feel his emotions he wasn't upset enough when he found out that Calypso was, basically harboring him. He was just like, oh, I've been here for 7 years. Please get me home, Calypso. And she, eventually gave him a vessel to get home. And all he did was sit on a piece of log and kind of float his way back. But, it was like you said,
mean,
like Skitty said earlier, obviously this was go ahead.
No. Finish what you were saying. Finish what you're saying.
I was going to say, obviously, this is a retelling of, this story. No one really knows the true story because it's one of those things that's kind of been retold. There are certain things that
Mm-hmm.
stay the same, but, depending on who you're talking to, which is why they had Travis Scott, being the person, the bard, right? But it was kind of like, well, this is the Matt Damon effect. He gonna get home on this piece of wood.
I mean, I think it was more so
Yo,
they were
lay down
playing
with the
on.
sleep.
But remember, like, unlike the other story, they played on him not remembering what happened. It was basically him going through his memory that whole movie. If you take notice to it, you know what I'm saying? He was already on the island asking himself questions, trying to remember. So I think that's what they played on rather than, again, when you change continuity of something, but you still make it solid, it's going to flow right. And plus, she had him on that flower too, which I need to know what strain that is because I'm trying to smoke some of that, John. I don't know that blue. What is it called? What was it called? The blue what? Blue
The
something?
Lotus.
Yes.
It was
What?
called the Blue
I'm gonna
Lotus.
need that.
The lotus
I'm gonna
flower.
need that.
Mm-hmm.
I need to forget some shit.
Mm-hmm.
For real.
Look, man, I'd like to
Yeah, I mean,
forget
it was
something
in the
too.
text. It was
7 years
normally
of my
used
life.
by stars and calypsos to. Yeah, he forgot 7 years. Like 7 years. He was
Hey
just
man.
on. That must have been some great island punani because
Some island
he was like,
something.
"What is a wife? What is a son?
Cause I don't know, cause
What's
she
that?"
said that he was unconsciously like taking wood to like to the beach, like finding pieces of his shit and taking it to a certain part. She was like he was unconsciously doing that. Like she's like, why you keep on doing it? You know what I'm saying? If you're fine here, like if you're, because remember he was like, I want to be here, I want to be with you, but his mind or heart or whatever was saying something different. So I don't know,
He wants
like
Catwoman's punani.
Heart. She said the heart.
Catwoman.
The heart. She said the lotus flower helps. The lotus flower helps heal the mind and the body, but it cannot change the heart. So that's what she was saying. Like, even though they were happy, she knew that ultimately he would never love her the way she wanted to love.
Right.
So I mean, I get that because they didn't make. That's the part I did like to change because they didn't make Calypso the full monster the way they made her in the story.
Right.
Like,
Right.
she was somebody who just was lonely and fulfilling, you know, fulfilling what was, set by Zeus, and by Poseidon to like kind of deter him. But I like that they make her like, turn him into the old man and trap him. Like she didn't do all that. She just kind of stepped in. She said, "Oh, it's like this one's a good one." He landed on the island. I won't have to eat this one. But all right, my next question is, so what was your favorite part about Odysseus' journey? So what was you most excited to see adapt besides the ones that you guys already said?
The underworld.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was definitely a good one. That I have to say, the Giants. And I saw that giant little kid laughing at him. He was like, "If that's a kid, I wonder what the adults look like." And then they came right around that corner, and then the forest started shifting, kind of like blocking their escape. That shit was crazy too.
Yeah, his whole journey
Crazy.
his whole journey is so fraught with peril. It's like you have to be built different apparently because I'm looking at the kind of stuff that's happening. Like, at what point do you just accept that clearly you're not supposed to be where? Like, I know you want to get home, but obviously you're not supposed to be there. The universe is telling you leave well enough alone and just chill on this island, or like we're going out of our way to prove to you that you're not supposed to go home. If you won't listen, we'll turn you into pigs. If you won't listen after that, we'll send you to hell. If you won't listen after that, the sirens will get you. If you won't listen after that, then we'll get you high and make you forget your life. And he's just stubborn. He's just stubborn. He keeps going. And I get like I'm sitting there and I'm just like, I don't have a heart. I wouldn't have the heart to just one after the other. Or I try to listen when the world is trying to tell me something. I'm like, okay, all right. Clearly I was wrong. I'm gonna just cut my losses.
I agree. I definitely agree. I mean, I said on Facebook, I was like, you know, I felt like they just didn't strategically plan their movements. Like after you left the Cyclops, why did everybody get off the boat and go to the island with the giants? Like, why did everybody get off the boat? I get it strength in numbers, but it was 3 boats of people. Why they didn't send a scout party? Like, I don't understand. And then when they got to the island where they got turned into pigs, they left Odysseus and everybody else went. If my numbers are dwindling, like you went from 500 to 100 to 50 to 2 to 1. Like what was the thinking here? Like, it's like, oh well, it can't be worse after this. Like, yeah, I mean, like you said, obviously it can. It just wasn't for them to be warriors and just coming from war and doing all that thing with the Trojan horse. They didn't really think this journey through. Like, so they got what was coming from. Like Cersei said, what she said, go back to your disguises. That was one of my favorite parts, right? The men that you have are beasts. They're just disguised as men. So really the whole thing was them, paying for what they did, dishonoring the name, angering the Poseidon, what they did to the gods. Like it was kind of like divine retribution, literally from the moment they left Troy to the moment they went back. Well, Odysseus eventually got back home. So it's just interesting to see it depicted that way.
It's a great movie.
Okie dokie. Final thoughts about my question. Who was you guys' favorite actor, favorite character?
I mean, of this for real. That and
I gotta say, oh, go ahead.
and John Leguizamo's character. Yeah, because he got his gift.
While I didn't like the guy, like I didn't like the character because he was a bitch. I gotta say Robert Pattinson was putting in work as oh man, can't remember the character's name. But Robert Pattinson he's say again.
It's Antidus. Antious.
Thank you. He's that's got to be villain of the year, bro. Like it's just every scene he's in is just so slimy, and there's nothing worse than the guy who like he is in charge because nobody will say anything to him, but he's really weak, so he can't make himself be in charge. If anybody would just slap him around a little bit, he would shrivel up immediately, but nobody's willing to. He just gets to throw his weight around. And you just got to sit there and watch that. That's very frustrating because the whole time you're watching, you're just like, as soon as Odysseus gets back, you're done. But the problem is Odysseus isn't back. So in the meantime, you just get to kick dogs around and push old men around and throw your weight around and all this other kind of stuff. And he made me feel exactly what a character like that is supposed to make you feel. So while I love the good guys and I was a huge fan of Matt Damon and Mr. Patel and all those other characters, I gotta say Robert Pattinson is the one who made me feel the most. So I gotta say he was my favorite character in that movie.
I agree. I mean, Robert. Like my words escaped me today. Robert Pattinson. I have a love-hate relationship with him, but I love the fact that his 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 acting career, like to watch him develop so well over the course of years to what he becomes now. I mean, he always plays, like you said, like, the face of the smug, people really think, he's the bad guy or he looks like the bad guy, but he just did it so well in this movie. Like he just little brother Tom Holland so hard. Like it was just, the certain things like his side remark, his smile, find out that he was really sleeping with the little handmaid. Like it was just a great, out of all the bad guys that was happening, all the monsters, it was a great like
He
addition to have a human antagonist. Like, so
he
I
stood
definitely
out the
enjoyed
most.
that. And also, yeah, and also Anne Hathaway. Anne Hathaway as Penelope. I love Anne Hathaway. She can do no wrong, but when her and Tom Holland had that back and forth, he was like, "What do you want?" She was like, "I want Odysseus." Like, boom. Like, like the emotional turmoil of her playing the widow in a sense, even though she wasn't really a widow, knowing that was her husband before she even could say that was her husband, turning her back, finding the confidence when he strung that bow, playing the fiddle for everybody, playing Robert Pattinson, playing her son. It was just like she said, she was on the throne with a throne without a king for years. So I just love, the hidden queen of it all, her behind the screen, her unweaving her dad's tapestry every night just so she can do it again to like prolong what was happening. I think Anne Hathaway also did a great job in this film, so shout out to her for sure. All righty, final thoughts. Nope.
I
All
can't
right,
wait to see the
we know
next
what we're
thing
about to
he
do.
adapts.
Rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. What do you guys give to Odyssey?
I give it a 9, high 9.
I give it
High 9.
an 8.5.
Is it higher to round up or just 8.5? Okay. Okay. Whew. I didn't rate this pre level. I really like Troy. Troy was my movie, so 8.59. I'm gonna give it an 8. Oh man. I don't want to give it 8.5. I don't want to give it a 9, but I'm gonna give it 8. Yeah, I'm gonna give it 8. I enjoyed it, and for Greek mythology, yeah. So 8, 9. That's what 17. 8.5. Hood, can you round up or down for me?
You round up. You round up. You round up.
All right. Look,
How about you pull out the calculator? You do it.
it's your channel. It's your channel. So I'm gonna give it a Christopher Nolan bump just 'cause I'm a Christopher Nolan fan. So I'll round up to 9.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Okay, so 18 plus 8 is 26. Divided by 3, 3 goes into 26. That's not right. 8. Okay, yeah, 24. 23 goes to 20.6. Okay, so it's a 9. Alrighty, so it's a 9. You guys got to witness how Rain does mental math, but I can outmath anybody. So step up to the plate if you want to try. But
Got it, bro. Math ain't me.
but
Me
all
and math are
right.
not friends.
Alrighty, moving on, moving on, moving on. So speaking of protagonists who cannot just have one peaceful year, this year spent 10 years trying to get home. Our next guy barely entire world before puberty. Apparently, getting smoked wasn't left in the past. Last picture, Nickelodeon Studios, Avatar, Aang, The Last Airbender movie, 2026. Let's talk about it. How did you guys feel about now that the movie is officially out and we can talk about it? How do you guys feel? Initial reactions.
I'm literally just coming off
Buddy?
the movie. Like I watched it right before I got on here, and I have to tell you that if I had seen this 15 years ago, I'd probably be like, that was really good. But I've seen Legends of Korra and I've seen a lot of other like Avatar lore, like from comics and things like that, in that time. And so this just comes across as too little, too late. The entire movie is built all on a premise that has already been answered. So to me, it just felt like we wasted 90 minutes.
15 years ago, the animation probably would have been better than what we fucking saw. That's one. Two, the story probably be better than what we got. That's two. And damn it, Korra would never, ever. You hear me? All right. That was
We
a
are
waste
core
of time.
positive here on the level.
That movie was a waste of time. It was a waste of time, and thank God it didn't release in theaters. Thank God it didn't release in theaters. Because I'm sorry, if you really like was hyped about that movie, I don't trust your judgment. Like, and I mean hyped about the movie after watching it. Like, not hyped about it before, because we were all hyped about the movie coming out. You know, oh, the movie's coming out. Oh man, we saw some trailers and was like, it look all right, but we were still hyped for it. But then when you actually saw it, it was like, it felt like AI bullshit. That's one. That was off rip. It felt like they wasn't even trying with this John. So
It wasn't even trying.
of course the villain outshined the whole John.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, man, it was just lackluster to me.
Played by Dave Bautista.
It was,
Lisa?
yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
So it was just
Yep,
lackluster.
that was Batista. I mean, for
I'm just not a
everybody
fan
who's
of
watching,
going
in case you
back.
didn't know that, as Skitty said, this.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I'm just not a fan of going back after so like if you go forward like new Avatar or new generation characters or whatever whatever the movie project is or whatever. If you go forward, I'm just not a fan of establishing that and then all this time later going back. I don't care about adult Aang, Zuko, Katara, and all of them now. I would have cared, right 5 years after the show wrapped, catch back up with them or whatever. But in a show where some of them even already came back, Zuko was in Korra and Toph was in Korra. I've already filled in the blanks. I don't care about the Wonder Years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. So, okay, I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that statement in a second. So, what I was gonna say before you started talking, there was some places that did get it in theaters, some select theaters. Paramount begrudgingly pushed out because of fan service. And some
Hmm.
people are giving. Some people, from what I've been reading, some people said they gave it applause, but like a polite applause. Like this was a. Some people said they should have released it in theaters.
Lasers.
Some people didn't like it, but like as you guys know that this movie was originally supposed to come out in theaters in October, but because of a massive leak, it was bumped up to July. I mean, as far as the older gang, I can't say I wasn't hopeful for an older Aang gang a movie, right? I definitely wanted to see what adult Aang and Avatar Aang group was going, right? Because I read the comments and I know, like Toph, they subtly mentioned the Toph's school, right? The Bayfront school for for earth bending. I wish we would have spent a little bit more time there. I wish we would have spent a little bit more time in Republic City, especially knowing the events of Core that we already know Republic City is established. I would have liked to see maybe early stages of Republic City, just a little bit more than just the cabbage, man, just being there for a few minutes. I wanted more from the Avatar characters. I wanted more from Zuko. Steven Union plays Zuko. He's also known for Glenn from The Walking Dead and Invincible, right? And it's just like they wasted potential, especially having such an overpowered villain. And you would think after the time has passed that the Avatar would be more equipped to handle overpowered villains. They kind of got done in. Like it was like it started off beautiful. We was going down memory lane, and then somewhere in the middle of the film, it was like put it on speed times 6. I don't know, why it just blasted through the rest of the film. Especially since we also got a new Avatar reveal, which I thought was crazy because Aang spent most of the series trying to find a way into the Avatar state. Who knows? He could just dive in and find anybody. He couldn't find Avatar 1, but he definitely found Soma for nowhere. Like, it just was a lot of things that just didn't add up. Like, for it to be, like you said, 15 or 20 years later. Art style, I definitely think that on screen, the animation was a lot better than the leak. I can say that. They definitely tuned the colors a little bit better. I love Batista as Taga. Like, I think he's a great voice actor, and I was excited to see everybody grown up. I just felt like it was so much plot, but not enough reasoning. And that's kind of how I felt when it comes to it. So yeah, I was kind of disappointed. It wasn't as bad as the live action. So
nothing
there's
is.
that. There's that. Oh man. I'm going, let me see what questions I got. So what do you guys, if you could go back, what did you really want from this project? What were you really hoping for before we got the movie?
Better animation. For real.
This is gonna sound
better animation and a better story. For real. It was all lackluster to me. It was no like there's certain parts of certain fights that I remember, but nothing that stands out. You know how, all right, I can remember, and I'm gonna bring up a training arc when Sokka got the meteor sword and he was learning from the fire general. Well, the fire general who was actually a swords master. You know what I'm saying? I remember when Sokka spilled the dirt in his eyes and dude still was able to, get Sokka blind. You know what I mean? So it's certain things that I can pick out, but like the fight that happened, I remember when he was crushing the air joint, the ship with the air, that stood out. But other than that, it was like, I don't know, it just didn't have that movement that I'm used to. There you go.
I don't see this is gonna sound like a cop out. So I'll try to give you an answer because my initial answer is I didn't hope to see anything as the adults because I just didn't see any value in that. But if we were gonna do it, maybe a story that's more around how you unite the commoners. Because I get that Aang brings the four nations together in theory, right? But we still had this 100-year war. So there's still going to be tension between actual, like, everyday citizens and people who, life was better for them when the Fire Nation was in charge because they're from the Fire Nation. Or, there's people have trauma because they were under the heel of the Fire Nation. So there's a long journey between actually beating Fire Lord Ozai and getting to this unified Republic city that we got in Legend of Korra. So a story around that, probably would have had more value than just let's bring back the air nomads. And honestly, even let's bring back the air nomads is a decent story if you don't know that they succeed in that already, because we have a whole family of airbenders when Korra starts. So,
Yeah, I mean, I had a conversation with somebody on Facebook about it because they actually, it's always obviously every time a new Avatar project comes out, because we got also the trailer for the Seven Havens Avatar show. People always want to compare the end and the core of it all. And someone said to me that what you didn't watch it or read, you didn't watch the show. The war was over by the time Korra became the Avatar, and I was like, did you watch the show? Because it wasn't like Aang saved the world and everybody was happy after that. That's definitely not what happened. If you read the comics, you like you said that it takes a while for them to build Republic City and get everybody to buy into it. Especially with him and Zuko forming their alliances and trying to continue to be together in a front in order to make sure everybody's united. So, it was just very interesting to people think that once Avatar Aang ended, it was just like everything was great up until we got Korra, which really wasn't true. If you know anything about the Avatar, the truth is everything's really great. There's no point in the Avatar universe where everything is peaceful. There's always some underlying cause to why the next war is coming or the next people want to take power. And that's the one thing I did like about them introducing Taga and Avatar Sona and the staff and everything that happened with her getting the power to make airbenders. Like I like that tidbit, right? I like that Easter egg, and I like the chemistry between Aang and Toga as they did their airbending. That part was the best part of the movie. Watching them airbend together and Aang developing his airbending skill by someone who he as always unfortunately trusted was great. But I definitely wish it's like maybe it could have been better as a mini series if they could have paced it better and gave us just a little bit more into Republic City, a little bit more into maybe Aang's and Qatar's relationship, maybe a little bun in the oven. I mean, it just I don't know, it was missing something. And then the other thing I wanted to point out is that if the way you watch it, right? What Avatar Sona did, she basically took all the airbending energy from the spirit universe to create her staff. Once the staff was destroyed, the airbending energy went back to the spirit universe. So Aang creates the temple, but it wasn't until Avatar Core where she has the big fight with the spirit and she released the spirits into the world that airbenders come back. So that I'm gonna leave that there. I'm not gonna say what I want to say about Core, but it would be nice to see if Aang would have saw some type of development or his struggle to rebuild the air temple once again after creating it. But it's neither here or there. Let's rate it. What you guys give it?
I'll rate it what I'm going to be as fair as possible. I'll rate it what I would have given this if we had got it when we were supposed to get it. I'll give it a 7 because I think it's an all right movie out of time.
6.
Skitty? I'm gonna give it a 6 because if I want to rate it what I want to rate it, I probably will lose all our subscribers. So I'm gonna give it a 6.
Jesus.
You see, I paused at 6, right?
Give it a 6. That was a positive 6. So
Fuck that. -6.
So
Motherfucker.
-6. So yeah, that says that. Make sure you guys watch Avatar Aang the Last Airbender on Paramount Plus, streaming now, and you can let us know your opinions in the comments. So let's move on. So we're moving on to the TV level, where Aang may have spent most of his childhood trying to bring peace. Our next family destroyed peace in literally one dinner. We're moving from the movie level into the TV level, and we're about to bring out the dragons. So somebody please hide the family tree. Let's talk House of the Dragons Season 3, Episode 5. This episode was called Unbowed and Unbent, the 5th episode of the House of Dragons series, focusing on political warfare and psychological toll of the Dance of the Dragons. With Ormond Hightower orchestrating chaos in King's Landing, Daemon dealing with the unrest of his troop and Rhaenyra losing her mind, it seems like things are about to get even more messy. Let's talk all the hot takes and deep dives in Westeros. How you guys like House of the Dragon so far? I'm so excited because we're about to come up on another battle, but you know, it's almost there.
I mean, so far it hasn't disappointed me. I still been cool with what's going on. I never read the books, so you know what I'm saying. Mhm.
Playing a lot of
Good
catch up
job
with
with
this show.
adapting the book. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's all good. I've been playing a lot of catch up with the show. I watched season one when it came out, but I hadn't actually seen anything since then. So I very quickly went through season
Man,
two and up until season three. So I've I've taken it all in a very short amount of time. So I'm kind of getting lost in the shuffle a little bit. But I don't know. I just feel like I watched Game of Thrones and I watched Daenerys go through her whole thing, and then she went crazy at the end. And I almost feel like I'm just watching that happen slower, you know? Because the Targaryens are kind of, I think the phrase is flip a coin as to whether Targaryen will go mad or not, because they're just known for that. So now that Rhaenyra is on the throne and she's kind of slowly descending into what seems like madness. I mean, you can justify a lot of it, but it does seem like she's kind of losing her grip, and even in the ways in which she's trying to be merciful seem to be biting her in the butt. I'm like, I think we're just gonna get into the Rhaenyra loses her mind territory, and for me, I've just it's hard for me to watch stories I feel like I've seen. Um, so it's like it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm just I'm so with it.
Wasn't that Targaryen madness explained in the first season though, where the king got like cut by the throne, like the throne like pinched him or something like that? It was kind of like a disease going through his body that was making him mad.
it's kind of like a technically no because that's true about the throne. That's one of the omens about the throne. That's kind of like also what they kind of led for Viserys. That's how he ultimately was killed in the books because the throne kept cutting him. That's how he got infected, and that's why he ultimately died when we see him in House of Dragon season. So it's the
Mm,
Targaryen madness. I mean, it's a lot of different explanations about it. Obviously the main thing is the incest, the fact that
right.
they intertwine their family lineages. It eventually caused that mixed genealogy for them to go mad. But
Right.
like he said, it's basically like a flip of the coin, almost. And I have to relook. I'm a double check, but I think almost every Targaryen that we're gonna know or know is kind of mad in some way. Because like even Egg and Dunk and the Knight of Seven Kingdoms, like he goes really mad. So it's something with their family line. Like that's kind of like ultimately what led to the destruction of the Dance of the Dragons. Because after this, there's no more dragons besides the one we know in Game of
Mm,
Thrones. So
right.
yeah. But the main thing of the Dance of Dragons, like what Hood said, I mean, yes, it is basically Rhaenyra's unraveling. I mean, it's both sides, Rhaenyra and Aegon. This is the self destruction of the Targaryen dynasty, right? Um,
Right.
there's a lot of things that happen in season three, so I'm gonna ask you guys a couple of questions. One of the things that originally happens in the book is that we find that Sunfire is actually alive. In the show, it seems like Sunfire may not be making it. Do you guys think that it's going to be? Do you guys think Sunfire is Aegon's dragon? So
Aegon's
do you
right. Okay,
guys
I
think
thought
that
so.
Sunfire is actually alive, or do you think they're going to kind of axe him off for the show?
I mean, if it's known that he dies in the book, you know what I'm saying? Like, usually that's one
He's
thing they
alive in the
don't
book.
say.
He's mangled. He's mangled in the book. He's alive. Yeah.
Is that the one that got shot down in the
Yeah.
neck?
No. Aegon is the original king, the usurper, the one who got burned by his brother.
Right.
Remember
Right.
him and the dragon got burned at the end of season 2? So when in season 3 he goes back and he takes from the scales and he's telling the old dude like, "Oh, I gotta change the picture. Sorry." I just realized that I have changed it in 2 things. All right. But yeah, he goes back with Littlefoot. But and he's like, he's still alive. I can hear him breathing. I can hear him breathing. So yeah, in the book he's mangled and he's basically used later on in the series when Aegon comes back. So I don't know, but it looked like he was dead in the show. So
Yeah, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if that scene was
Right.
just meant to be a nod to book fans, like because if you've read the book, I haven't read the book, but if you read the book,
Yeah.
apparently that you know that he's alive. So I with that context that you've just given me, that it seems more like we just want to make sure you readers know that we know how it's supposed to go. But it played pretty definitively, in my opinion, that that dragon is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
And it's
toast.
interesting because he's needed for Aegon to come back. Like he's literally the reason why Rhaenyra is defeated. So I don't know what they're gonna do now, if they're gonna really kill him off, because that means they're gonna. I mean, but again, the same thing we said about the Odyssey, right? Which is true about the Dance of the Dragons. This is a story being told from the perception of others. So no one really knows exactly how the Dance of the Dragon went down. It's being told from the point of view of the Maesters. And it's
Right.
said to believe that the Maesters and the Faith were more lenient against the Targaryens. So the way they write it as if the Targaryens are all bad, and you know, that's basically how it goes. So like we'll see how it ends, but that's just giving you guys a little bit Easter egg about Sunfire. Okay, in this episode, right, we see Allison and Helena trying to escape, right? And we found that Helena's pregnant, and Allison tried to get her to take the plan B, and she was like, "No, this is my kid. You better chill out." And so they tried to
Right.
escape. When they tried to escape, they find a hidden door in the room, and they get locked in. Not only did they get locked in, they get startled by a cat and drop the lantern, and now they're in the dark. So, do you guys think they're making it out of the wall?
I think they're gonna make it out of the
That's it.
wall. I think somebody gonna go crazy in there though. But yeah.
I mean, Helena
Yeah,
is a
my
prophet. Go ahead, Hood.
my vote is they make it. I just what are we on episode 5? I just feel like there's more to do. We still got half a season to go, so we should probably keep them around. Although they iced Otto in the second episode, and I thought that was going to be like a finale type thing. I thought I was going to deal with one more season of him, and now he's already gone. So I guess you never really know.
You never really know in the Game of Thrones world. Game of Thrones was one of the shows where you thought the main show was about to be about somebody and they killed him off in the first season. So you never really know in Game of Thrones, right? So I'm trying to see how many episodes is House of Dragon. I don't know if is it going to go 8 episodes. That's the good question. Episodes. Because the next episode 6, which come out today. Yeah, I mean last season was 8 episodes, so it's supposed to be mixed between 2 battles. So I don't know if they're going to bring them back in episode 6 or they're going to wait to bring them back in episode 7, but it's likely Allison and Helena are going to survive, especially Allison because the actor is the main actor for the show. What else I got for you guys? Do you think Rhaenyra would discover that Rhaena is actually the one riding Sheepstealer, and what will happen when she does? So we found that Daemon hid the fact that he found out that his daughter was the one actually who killed Jace. He gave Rhaenyra the scapegoat and told her, just go back to minding the throne. But do you guys think Rhaenyra is eventually going to find out that it was Rhaena, and what do you
Yeah, I
think
think
she's
she's
going to
gonna
do?
find out. It's because Sheep still been snapping. He don't give a fuck. So he gonna pop out. They're gonna be like, "Oh my God, there's a rider on him," and they're gonna realize it's Raina. So, I mean, but yeah, either way, that's just a theory on how they're gonna find out. But I think she's gonna find out. It's too much leading up to that. and it's so much open to that, where it's like it's not if she's going to find out, it's when she's going to find
When,
out.
yeah.
For real, for real.
Mm,
So
very true. Very
And
true.
I
Very
think
true.
not only will she find out, but I think that will be the thing that just completely destroys any chance that Rhaenyra will be a decent queen or what. Like once she her heart just is it's been lost after loss. She's on the brink of absolute madness. Once she finds that out and she has to face that head on, I think she's just gonna shatter and it's gonna be scorched earth.
Do you think she's going to kill Raina?
Yeah.
So,
I don't think she's going to
yeah.
kill Raina.
Okay.
I don't think she's going to kill her, but I think the relationship between her and Damon's definitely going to change, like drastically, to the point where she already's questioning his shit now. You know what I'm saying? She's already questioning his strategy on how to handle shit, and she already feels some type way about him, kind of taking charge in front of everybody. And that other John already got a feeling that I think she already knows who was on that dragon, because she asked him. She was like, "So who was on the dragon?" And he didn't answer. He just walked away from her.
Talk about the white
What's her
worm.
name? Huh?
White worm.
Is that her
Mysterious.
name?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
You talking
yeah,
about the girl that be with Rhaenyra, who basically like her right hand that she was smashing in
yeah,
season 2? Yeah, the white
yeah,
worm.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. The
I think she got.
whisper,
I think she got
the
a
master
feeling
whispers.
who was on there, and she know it wasn't what he said it was. She knew he was lying off rip. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's definitely.
Damon's gotten that prophecy that she's gonna die. He's gonna die, right? That
Mhm.
didn't he like see a vision? He was so I could see Rhaenyra finding out, Rhaenyra killing her for that, and then Daemon just rebelling out of some kind of solidarity because we know Daemon secretly wants the throne. I mean, I think that was what that whole Vision quest was about, him accepting that he really doesn't want to be second fiddle. He wants the throne just like everybody else wants the throne. And if
Mm, not really.
I mean, not
And
really.
the Vision quest was to confirm the Song of Ice and Fire.
yeah,
That basically confirmed that he would never be the person on the throne, because in the vision, remember, he saw a woman that he thought was Rhaenyra that we actually know is Dany. So that's why he kind of comes back from Howland Harrenhal and basically bends the knee, because the vision basically told him no matter what he does, he's not the person because he knew about the Song of Ice and Fire. So no
yeah,
matter what he does, it's not him. So his end is with Aemon. That's how he dies.
Okay,
They are
fair.
going to
This is
have, yeah, they're going to have a pretty, I hope, a epic battle, because that's how it was written. But yeah, so
this is what
at
happens when you try
basically
to shove
season.
3 seasons in one day.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, go back and watch season 2 and watch that, like the mannerism. So I get what you're saying, because in the beginning he's like, "Call me," what he say? Call me,
yeah. He wanted to be
whatever.
king so bad.
Yeah, he wanted to be king so bad. Yeah, but when the witch showed him and the island showed him, and the tree showed him the prophecy, he saw that at the end of the prophecy, after the past the White Walkers, there's a blonde haired girl sitting around dragons. And when he comes back, he's like, that gotta be Rhaenyra. Like, it gotta be. So even though it emotionally and probably internally he's struggling, he know no matter what he does, it's never gonna be him. It's never gonna be him.
Fair
Never
enough.
gonna be you, Otis. It didn't come to see you, Otis. But um dang, I had a question and I lost it. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Okay. My last question for this show, since you guys didn't, since everybody's kind of still watching it. In the book there are dragon riders that betray Rhaenyra. Right now we know of three, right? We got Oath, we got Allen, and then we got the Hammer, right? So knowing that Dragon Riders are going to ultimately turn on Rhaenyra, how do you think this will affect the whole show?
I just want to see how it's going to be done. You know what I'm saying? Like what leads up to it. Because I kind of see one betraying her already, and that's the drunk dude. And
Oath.
I think it's more so. I think it's more so because he sees how she's treating people right now. Because he's already trying to get like, he's like, because didn't he was the one that told her about what was being written on the wall and shit. He was like, so yeah. I think he's definitely going to be runner up.
Okay. What about you?
Uh, how it will affect the show, or how it will
Because
affect
like
everything.
side green really don't got any dragons. If you take team green, they only really got Vagar and Tessarion, who is Darian's dragon. That's literally the only two dragons they got. Where Rhaenyra's side has Melee, Cyrax, um, Sea Smoke, Morning. It's listed. They got at least 7 dragons. Like, if I'm counting all of it
Sheep
correctly.
Stealer's on his own team. Sheep Stealer
Oh
don't give
yeah,
a
well
fuck
she
about
okay.
none of them.
Don't count Sheep Stealer. So it's 6
Don't
good dragons,
Sheep
right?
Stealer. He don't give a fuck about nobody.
And you said in the book 3 betray?
2, 2 of them
2.
betrayer. Well, technically
So
3, but I don't know if they're going to do because they changed Sheep Stealer, so I'm not going to count Sheep Stealer. But technically
fair
2
enough.
betrayer.
So if 2 go AWOL, then the odds have drastically shifted at that point. Um, so I think that would just kind of seal the deal that the Targaryens will ultimately lose. I mean, this is like dragons in the Game of Thrones world might as well be nukes in our world, So this is mutually assured destruction if you got 2 armies going at each other with dragons. So I just don't, the Targaryens will fall if they can't hold on to all the dragons. But I think the other army would probably be not too long for this world either. There's just too much gets destroyed when you got 6 dragons in the air breathing fire that everybody dies. It's kind of like the way people thought was going to happen with the White Walkers. Maybe that's how it actually happens with these guys.
That's a good way to say it. Assured destruction, like assured mutual destruction is what's happening, inevitable. So and I it's just just gotta continue watch it. I would say, especially for non-book readers, book readers a lot. Just continue watch it because we don't know how really. I really don't know how it's going to end. I know how it ended, but now I'm like not too sure. So I'm hoping that it ends. I can't say
Didn't
better.
didn't Game of Thrones wasn't there a scene in Game of Thrones where Joffrey was talking about the Targaryen lineage, and he had made a passing comment about Rhaenyra being impaled or something like that. Um, so I
She
mean,
was,
it ain't going.
yeah. I mean, lack of a better words, burned at the stake, and take that literally, like
Oh, word.
literally, burnt at the stake. Like, that's the best way to describe it. That's why I said I don't know what they're gonna do with Sunfire because that's literally her end. But we're gonna see. They may use the people because a lot of people are overlooking that the people of King's Landing are also a part of this war. And that's something that we also need to take care of watching the end of it. The people of this are also a part of this war. So yeah, while we got the blacks and the greens, we got to keep an eye on the people because dragons are nukes. But the one thing about a dragon is you need somebody to press them. And about a nuke, you need somebody to press it, right? So just keep that in mind as you guys watch the end of House of the Dragons, to see how everything unfolds. So make sure you watch House of the Dragons season 3 on HBO Max. A new episode drops tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 p.m. Central. And we we'll continue to monitor it and all the WTF moments to come. But moving on to the last part of today's show before we wrap things up, and the thing I'm pretty sure everybody's been waiting to talk about because of all the plotting and betrayal and family drama, dragons and Westeros, it's time to turn to another dysfunctional superpower family heading into shore destructions. Apparently, the Targaryens are only the ones who can go 5 minutes without shit hitting the fan. Let's talk X-Men 97, Season 2, Episode 6, Danger.ex. This episode literally is going to have you yelling, somebody put the fucking computer back in the room. Because what the fuck is going on? Well, whatever Bishop said. But let's talk about hot takes, deep dives, and a whole lot of fun that is X-Men 97. Let's talk about it.
I ain't going front. That episode threw me off for a little bit because first I was like, did some technology get into the danger room or something like that? But then it was like, it just kept on evolving. I didn't know the danger room had that capability to evolve like that, unless it was something new that's been added.
It has the cerebral technology.
Yeah, but I mean, for it to evolve like that to become a problem like it was on that cartoon. I've been out of the comic book game for a while, so maybe it's something that changed in there. I didn't know it had, like I said, I didn't know it had technology to evolve to a sentient thing, because that's what it basically did. And yeah, that was wild. That was definitely wild because she was putting them X-Men through the ringer, and Polaris was matching her though. Polaris was definitely matching her. When she took off that hand and then whipped it, smacked the other person, I was like, God damn. But yeah, but we all like the end, the best part. The ending was the best
Remember
part.
it.
That was the best part.
Remember it.
But yeah.
What about you, Hood?
I'm on board. X-Men is not me and X-Men really don't vibe like that for real. But X-Men 97 season 2 specifically has really had my attention from day one. So this episode was kind of like a nice palate cleanser because the last few has just been rough. We just lost Magnus, RIP to the GOAT as far as I'm concerned. So just the X-Men having to deal with something other than Apocalypse for an episode was cool. A nice like Saturday morning villain of the week kind of deal. Like him, I also didn't know that the Danger Room was like that. But shows like this tend to always have that one episode where like the training bot or the spaceship or the whatever gets a mind of its own, and the team got to spend an episode dealing with it. That's a surprisingly common trope. So I guess it's X-Men's turn to do that. And so it was cool. This show does action very, very well. So it's always fun when it's going down. And so yeah, it was exciting, and like he said, the ending is I'm ready to see what comes next based on the return of Mr. LeBeau.
So I'm going to say that I mean, when I saw the title of this episode, I knew it was the Danger Bot. Like I'm a big X-Men fan. Like that's how I got my way into comics. So I was excited to see it. I was excited to see them do Danger. I wasn't sure they was going to do it, but like I said, when I saw that episode, I was like, oh, they definitely about to do Danger. Like this about how they obviously the way it originally goes down is a little bit different, but I love them allowing Charles to use the Danger Room as like basically therapy to kind of torture himself about what happened with Magneto and Apocalypse, and the fact that she is literally learning, living, and breathing. Like I said, she's basically a room with cerebral technology. So we know how cerebral works. So basically, he basically cranked it all the way up. He cranked it up to the point where he wanted his students to be prepared for the worst case scenario, and Danger took that shit literally. She was like, no problem, I got you. And like you said, one of the classic tropes, even Bishop said it, another damn robot, trying to take over, like, the what's the movie called? The movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Why can I remember the name? The Terminator. Right? It's kind of like the Terminator concept, And Danger, like Skitty said, Danger whooped their ass. Danger, they needed Polaris because nobody else was getting it. I mean, don't get me wrong. They let Charles show us that he more than that cheer. He was tucking, rolling. It had the part where the chair folded back and it slid out, and then he had pressed the button. I was like, okay, Charles, show us what the chair's about, But Danger was giving them the business. I mean, she got Scott and Gene out there real quick. They tried, They was, they was there for a good time, not a long time. But the main episode was focused on a few things. Obviously, the gambit of it all, but the main hints of what everybody's waiting for is Onslaught, right? People cannot get enough of the Onslaught talk. And as the show builds up to it, whether it's going to be this season or next season, we get more of the Easter eggs that we wanted. Like last level, I was telling Skitty that how I think Onslaught is going to be created is that the fact that they keep mentioning that Charles is trying to find Magnus in him, him tapping in with his psychic ability without permission, the connection he had Polaris, and the sheer pain he's in over the loss of his best friend is definitely going to lead us to something inevitable. But I mean, obviously, let's talk about the spade in the room. And at the end of the episode, we transition to the Watcher, who's always watching in Athens. And we see Apocalypse, who's talking to nobody but himself. And he brings back none other than Gambit as the Horseman of Death. So how do you guys think next episode? His what?
The way his cards were changing. Like when he was changing into death, his cards were all changing into terror cards. I like that. It was fire.
Mm-hmm. And we got 3 of them, right? Yeah. We got Death, the Lovers, and the other one was the Tower. But how do you guys think the X-Men are going to react to Gambit?
I mean, it's going to be a whole situation. It's going to be probably one of the greatest fight scenes of this season. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to go down. It's definitely going to go down. That's how they're going to be shocked, but it's going to go down. That's what I do know.
I'm most interested in Rogue's reaction specifically because her lover is in league with the guy that killed her other lover. So she's kind of emotionally, she's caught in this really, really weird spot.
She's a hussy. She wouldn't have been caught in the spot if she was just fucking with Gambit. No, she want to fuck with Magneto too. Fuck that. It's like, no, I'm playing.
If Wolverine and Jean and Scott can do it, why can't they? I mean,
that's what I'm saying, bro.
I don't believe in that.
So it's okay when Summers is doing it, it's a clone. I didn't know. All right, Scott.
You know what I'm saying? He was, Emma Frost took over his mind. It was the diamond titties. You know what I'm saying?
But he knew when he was playing House in that Dream, though.
It was a clone. How could he know? How could he know it was a clone? You know what I'm saying?
No, listen. I stand on that hill. I stand on that hill. That I think Scott deserves a little bit of grace for they're dealing with problems that we don't ever deal with. Like your partner's never gonna come home and you're never gonna find out that they are a carbon copy of who you thought they were. And they just react like, well, how could you not know it was me? Because it is you. Like that's why.
After the fact, though, it was after the fact when he was still seeing her. That was the problem. He was cheating in the dream. He got caught red-handed.
I got caught being in love with the woman I'm in love with. Oh, like, come on now.
He knew it was a clone. He was in a dream. She was like, Scott, what you doing? He was like, I thought it was you. No, you didn't. You knew it. You knew
I
it. You knew
mean,
it wasn't her. You knew it wasn't.
I
Dude,
mean,
this is shit Batisia shit, bro.
that was his baby mom at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Really nothing he could do about it.
But to go back to what Hood was saying, I especially like about Rogue, right? Because we found out obviously early in the season. It's interesting that Apocalypse, obviously we know why he's going to eventually bring Gambit, but he chose to bring Gambit back, right? And he had the conversation with Rogue about love. So it was almost like a slap in the face, reminding us like he's going to use the X-Men to be their undoing. And he literally was the first person who was like, oh yeah, let me bring her dude back and watch this. Apocalypse is hilarious. Like he's the best troller in X-Men. He was like, oh, that's a nice story about love. What you say his name was? And where was he buried? Oh, and what was his ability? Oh, okay. It sounded like a horse. No, don't worry about it. So, okay. Who do you think the other horsemen will be? Do you guys have any guess, any hopes? Or you're like,
I hope Magneto. I hope he brings back Magneto.
Yeah.
There's only, because I was looking at, because I was like, I know there's more than one X-Men that became a horseman. But
Wolverine became a horseman, but they changed that story.
He was deaf though. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
they're changing the story of the show so it doesn't fully match the comments. So some things they did change. Yeah.
But I mean, Gambit was also, but you know what's funny? It says he voluntarily took on the mantle of death to infiltrate Apocalypse. That's in the comics. And he protected the X-Men, but later he became Pestilence in another situation. So this story might be, they might change it up because Sunfire was famine. I didn't know that.
Yep. I think they're gonna change it.
Rogue might.
Go ahead.
You think Rogue was a horseman? In the comments, Rogue was someone he did go for as a horseman. Rogue and Jubilee, but they both, escaped, or for the lack of better words, fell out of interest. For the lack of better words, it just doesn't make sense for them not to bring Magneto back. Like especially how they kind of been like searing it in the background. Now, obviously, the show's going to do what it wants to do, but from the way they kind of kept replaying the scene with Charles and Apocalypse, and then knowing Charles is going to use the X-Men undoing, obviously he can't just use one. Like he got to use at least a couple of them to kind of, whether they join his side or become a horseman or not. But I definitely, now granted, I thought Gambit was going to come back later in the series because there's an episode called The Dead Man's Hand. So I didn't think we was going to get him at the end of this episode. So now I'm curious to see if they do bring Magneto back, will it be like literally next week, or it will be something more like a season ending, like transition into season 3. That's what I'm wondering. Because season 3 is already confirmed for next year. It was confirmed at Comic-Con. So it's ready to go. Why do you think the Watcher was there?
He's the one person that connects all the universes, for real. Like connects them storyline wise. Like he's watching everybody. So it could be like one of that X-Men, that set of X-Men could be the new X-Men, or could be the X-Men of the MCU. I'm not too sure. I think I just gave myself too many questions in my brain. I'm sober. Yet again, I am sober. So
I was gonna ask, you mentioned Onslaught earlier. If I remember correctly, wasn't Onslaught connected to like the Axis storyline in the comics? was it Dark Axis? Like when everybody got inverted for a while.
No, you said who?
Onslaught.
Onslaught.
No, Onslaught. Onslaught was created right after Magneto pulled the adamantium from Wolverine in the comic. That's in the comic books. Because what happened was Xavier, basically they knocked off the helmet. Somebody knocked off the helmet. I'm not too sure. And Xavier was able to extract all the hate and evil that was in Magneto because did Polaris die? I think Polaris died. One of his kids died. One of his kids died.
Yes.
He snapped. Magneto was like, fuck everybody. The attack on Genosha happened and one of his kids died. And he was like, fuck everybody. I'm done with this shit. And he just starts spazzing. The X-Men went to go do their thing. He extracted he fucked Wolverine up to the point where his body wasn't healing. The adamantium wasn't letting his body heal. So they had to take out the adamantium of his bones. And that's when he healed up and had the bone claws. But in the background, Onslaught was like, you would see him in certain pictures. You would see like a silhouette. You wouldn't see what he looked like until later on. Because he popped up on X-Men. His first appearance was X-Men as a silhouette because he sent Caliban, the tracker, to hunt Nate Gray down. But again, this is the comic book. So, and I know he was responsible for a lot of deaths too, because Onslaught killed Havoc in the comics as well. So I don't know how they're going to do this, but that's how he came out in the comics. He was the evil, and Xavier took over. And it would pop up every once in a blue moon without Xavier knowing. And then one time it just completely took over. He was like, fuck everybody. So,
oh, yeah. Well, that was my theory because I was.
Go ahead, Hood. I was going to shout out the comments. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, if had I remembered that correctly, I was remembering that Axis was such a big storyline that to me, that would justify the Watcher being there. If that was alluding to an event that big, I'm like, okay, well, that you might be here in lieu of that. But since apparently I have that wrong, at the moment I don't have a theory as to why the Watcher is here.
I mean, now I'm gonna kind of lead what you're saying right there, because you could be right. You know, like there's enough. I'll tell what fans been saying, but if based on what you kind of like was starting to touch on, right? Even though you remember it wrong, if based on what we know about Onslaught happened the way it happened in the comics, but now that we know Wolverine, did his whole little filler episode to get his mojo back, it's possible that the Watcher, and not saying it's true, right? But it's a theory. The Watcher is there because of that reason, because the way the events were supposed to go down didn't actually go down. So that's if you want to talk about the onslaught of it all, right? Some fans, hold on, Skitty, I got you. Some fans are saying that that the Watcher is there specifically because of Gambit. Because the last time we saw the Watcher was in the Remember It episode when Gambit passed away or died. So some fans saying that something about Gambit is causing the Watcher to, do what he does back and watch, and that may ultimately lead to, whether the Watcher tells us or not. I mean, eventually he does tell us why he's there, but why he's around. Go ahead, Skitty.
it was the Red Onslaught that was part of the Avengers and X-Men Axis storyline. The original Onslaught that I was talking about was created in '96.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, yeah. So, just to shout out the comments. Hey Mark, he said, why the hell he want Jubilee? I mean, I didn't write X-Men '97. You gotta go back and watch it, but he definitely wanted it. He was like, run y'all, Sparkle Girl coming to end the world. Y'all, you gotta leave Jubilee alone, because they put some respect on her name this season. They did. So you better
She,
leave
she
her
was putting in
alone.
work.
And then she
She
a
was putting
horseman
in
too,
work.
man.
I mean, they put respect on her
Yeah.
name last season. They put respect on her name last season when they saw her future self. So, you know what I mean? Like, let's not disrespect Jubilation Lee.
But to answer, to go back to what Hood was saying, so my theory is, as far as like the Watcher, obviously I think the Watcher is there for Gambit. There's something about Gambit that makes the Watcher shows up. And then my theory, if there is an onslaught, then it would make most sense that Magneto becomes a Horseman. Especially if you go back into the history of X-Men 97, originally one of the Horsemen, which is the Archangel, was brought back by Rogue by draining him of his abilities. We know that the theme of Charles dealing with the trauma of Magneto, especially now with this episode, is it outweighs his morals. This loss, when anybody who has ever grieved know that grief is a strong factor, and it can make the best person become the worst person in certain situations. And if Charles is faced with his worst nightmare of not only his friend passing but coming back as a weapon of death, I'm sure Charles will try to do anything he can to bring Magnus back, which may lead to Onslaught. But we're still going to keep watching. I'm not entirely sure if Onslaught's going to come out at the end of season 2. I mean, the way they played us last season, I wouldn't be surprised we don't see him until season 3. But I definitely think Apocalypse is going to be whooping their ass for a while. Yeah. He's definitely going to be whooping their ass for a while. Like, get ready. The X-Men do what they do best. Get their ass whooped. So,
Nah, because I'm thinking like how Onslaught became, how he became. And I remember Magneto, he wasn't Eric for a while because he lost his memory and he became Joseph. Now Joseph and Rogue had a relationship. I remember that. But no, Magneto in the alternate universe where Apocalypse reigned, Magneto and Rogue. Magneto was the leader of the X-Men and Rogue was his chick. Wolverine had one arm. Cyclops and Jean Grey were like moles. They were like double agents. Cyclops had one eye. Beast is evil, working for Apocalypse. There's so much going on. Because I'm like, Magneto, well, how would they bring Magneto back? Like,
the same way he just brought Gambit back.
I mean, Gambit's body was there. You know what I'm saying? There's no body to bring, to put in a process to give energy to. That thing was.
As I told you, it looked like he evaporated, but we don't know that. We and not to say it like that, only because of the MCU of it all. And until you see a body, that person's not dead. Like, how the MCU play us all day long. Like,
I mean,
sometimes even when you see a body, they're not dead.
I know. Like, we saw Wanda. You think Wanda did? And we saw her body, technically. Oh, exactly. They had a toe tag and everything. Like,
maybe he's in that empty spot. That empty spot y'all claim that somebody's there.
Oh man.
What if he shot into the future?
I can't wait. That's what I think. Because that he's using Kane and celestial technology. That's what I think. I think he.
So.
Yeah, I think when he either, like, he probably got back and was like, "Oh shit, you on the ship?" Like, well, don't worry, I'm gonna handle you in a second. Let me go bring old boy back. Let me bring back your op first. Yo, Apocalypse is the best troll in comic book history. No, I take that back.
It's reverse Flash.
But it's the reverse Flash. But Apocalypse number 2. I'll give him number 2. It's the reverse Flash. I take that back because I feel he's my number 1 villain. So I take that back. Mark, you haven't watched the episode yet. When is Exodus coming? I don't know if Exodus is going to come this season unless he becomes a horseman. But the 97 series has given us a lot of X-Men characters. Like, they've been popping them out, whether it's morph as a cameo, or like they did with the Danger Room, they put all them kids in the Danger Room just for Danger to fuck them up and Polaris. So you never know. I mean, just keep an eye out. We're gonna see who becomes the rest of the Horsemen as the series finalized or the season finalized. Any other final thoughts about X-Men 97?
I'm enjoying it a lot more than I enjoyed season one, so I'm ready for the next episode.
Agree.
Okay.
I agree with you on that one. All right, all right. Well, guys, make sure you check out X-Men 97 on Disney Plus, streaming Wednesdays. We got 2 more episodes, 7, 8. Yep, I think it's 8 seasons, 8 episodes, or is it 10? I think it's 8. So, no, it might be 10. Don't get me lying, y'all. X-Men
What happened
97.
to when seasons used to get 26? You know what I mean?
The attention span of the new generation is very short,
And money
and money.
costs more to
Everybody
film.
want everything right now, you know. You don't want to take a whole arc. I miss some shows do need 24 episodes. Don't get me wrong. I feel you. Like some shows need to be, kind of riding that way, but some shows do need to be cut short, especially with animation, because it's always to talk about it's the hardest thing to produce. So a lot of people sacrifice animation quality for production, like we see with the Invincible show. Like, so it's
Right.
all really about what you want. Do you want top tier animation to wait a little bit longer, or because you already kind of know the basis of the story, do you just want it in your face so you can follow the plot? So it's always like the apples and oranges of it all, the double edged sword. But alrighty, guys, moving on to the final part of today's level for our special guest Hood. Again, guys, make sure that you follow Hood. I'm going to drop his handles in the comments and check out his work. He is a published author. He specializes in Christian superheroes. So I'm gonna let him say a little bit of that before we end today's podcast. Basically, kind of give us an idea what it's about. But let's wrap it up. So I'm gonna give it to you guys. What do you guys want to talk about first? Because of time, what on the wrap up level do you want to get off your chest?
Rick and Morty has been on go since the first episode. And I'm so happy to be associated and watch that show on a daily basis. The last episode was Head Rick versus Body Rick, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
I don't watch Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I forgot. I forgot.
You, yes. But for those of you watching on HBO Max, yes. I think the season's over now, actually. Maybe one more episode. But yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
But yeah,
it's like 2 or 3 episodes behind on HBO Max. So because it came out 2 or 3 weeks later. So yeah, that episode was crazy. Yeah. The movie's coming out too.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. The Rick and Morty movie's coming out after season 9. So I'm excited to see what that's going to give us. Lots and lots and lots of candor, lots and lots of Rick and Morty time. What about you, Hood? What's happening in the latest in geek and pop culture that you can't help but talk about?
I have to spread the Cody Rhodes gospel for a second because he's main eventing SummerSlam on Saturday. And so I just want the IWC to know that there are still some people who are still on the Cody train who always wants to see him win. And though I don't think he's going to beat Punk on Saturday, I hope he does. And I'm putting that, not prediction, but I'm putting that wish into the universe because I don't like Punk and I've loved Cody since day one.
Okay. Well, it's my IWC talk here. Yeah, I mean, the level will be doing a live stream on Saturday for SummerSlam Night 1. I'll put the details in the chat on social media. So make sure you guys tune in if you want to check our reactions while watching SummerSlam. If you're in the Baltimore area and you're looking for a place to watch it, DM me. I may got a spot for you. But yes, SummerSlam has been interestingly planned this year, especially with all the title cards and everything about that. So in the world of that, they recently announced the Trick William and Corbin match. And I'm a little bit worried because I feel like Triple H about to play us all day and take the title off of Trick Williams and put it on this guy. So this
Mass
this
Corbin.
vanilla this vanilla guy. so after but we definitely you guys know how Skitty. Don't worry, guys. When Skitty come back next season, Skitty will be talking about wrestling. We've already had that discussion. So he's going to prepare during our break. He's going to get well-oiled machine. He's going to come back and he's going to act like he never left. We got him. We're going. The dark side is calling. But okay, so wrap up level. Just to have some stuff that you guys might want to talk about. Obviously, Comic-Con happened this week. Hall H announcements hold on, Skitty, before you go ahead and say what you're about to say. Hall H announcements is Black Panther 3 has been confirmed for December 15th, 2028. And it has been officially announced that that what's his name? David Johnson from The Long Mile will be the new Black Panther. And fans are in the uproar. I thought it was a good cast, but I guess I'm confused. I guess people are saying he might be too old to play T'Challa's son. But I mean, the concept of time in the MCU doesn't matter.
Yeah, like you either got to do a time skip or bring him back from the future or something anyway to get him character ready, because he was a child when we saw him in Wakanda Forever. So I don't even think, like, in real time he'd be what, like 15 maybe, since that movie has come out. So I don't think they necessarily want to do that unless they were going for like a Young Avengers vibe. So I think the age is non-consequential. I think it's a great casting choice, like you. I loved the Long Walk, and so when I saw that announcement, I was like, okay, I wouldn't have picked it, but I wouldn't have not picked it. I would have probably picked Damson Idris, but this isn't a bad choice.
Talk. Yeah, that was the talk. The whole time he was in that other movie. That's the whole time. That's what he was prepared for, that other movie. What you gonna say, Skitty?
I mean, we just gonna, see how he does. He got some shoes to fill. That's basically it. If Disney Marvel thought that he could fill them shoes, then that's basically it. We just gonna have to take it on the chin. If we don't, we gonna see what we're going 2020. He got enough time to do what he need to do. 2028, because if the movie's hot garbage, you definitely gonna hear it. You're gonna hear about it.
Yeah.
I am excited about Ghost Rider, Ryan Gosling from Hall H. Are we talking about all of Hall H? We're talking about all the announcements.
Whatever at Comic-Con got you excited. I mean, it wasn't that many announcements in Hall H, but
Well then, I'm not going to front. If this Spaceball movie is fire, and I'm saying if, because like I don't want to be right saying this, okay, folks? I love space. I love Mel Brooks movies, period. From Blazing Saddles, Dracula Dead and Loving It, Robin Hood Men in Tights. I can go on and on and on and on and on and on about History of the World Part 1. Again, Mel Brooks is my shit. But I said this a while back, and I'll say this again. Mel Brooks movies cannot survive these times. Now, people are like, I know people probably like, what the fuck is you talking about? Y'all know History of the World Part 2 came out, right? Y'all know that?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
See, he didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Not too many people do know that, because it was a series on Hulu. It's a Hulu original. There's some parts that are funny, but then there's some parts that you see it was like, yeah, this ain't hitting like the first one hit. And it's also because, people are more sensitive nowadays to, certain senses of humor. I want this movie to succeed. I want to be, you know what I'm saying? I want to be dying laughing. You know, just like with Scary Movie 6. You know what I'm saying? So if this movie succeeds, and I ain't going front, I was excited when they were announcing it at the Comic-Con. The whole extended universe of the Spaceball universe with all the different names. Spaceballs. What was the one, John?
We gotta look
Spaceballs.
at the picture again. They did the Marvel Cinematic reveal, the
Mall.
saga. Like,
Spaceball Cinematic
at least
Universe.
at least somebody revealed the next stage in their sagas.
You know what I'm saying?
At least
So,
somebody showed us what the future is going to look like.
you know,
Listen, I got it. I don't even like when they do that for real. I know like a lot of people, it's their bread and butter to report on this stuff, and so they love getting these announcements years in advance and things like that. But I honestly think that that's doing a lot of damage to the MCU now because I think what made the first three phases so great is things kind of not accidentally, but it wasn't as well oiled as they like to convince us it was in retrospect. A lot of that stuff kind of fell into place. And so now when they go, here's our plan for the next 10 years, and then one of your fundamental pieces of that plan gets arrested and fired, and now you got to throw the whole plan. Like things happen over that long span of time. Movies get canceled. Inhumans was part of that announcement back in the day. That never happened. And things just have to change because that's just the
Blade
nature of it.
movie,
Like the Blade,
like Midnight,
it's so
yeah,
unfortunate.
R.I.P.
but like
So
Blade.
Midnight Suns, but they just bought Ghost Rider, so I don't know what they're gonna do there.
so I'm all right not getting an announcement about like 20 new projects. I lament anybody that was looking forward to that didn't get it, but I just for me personally, I'm okay not getting waterboarded with every move you plan on making.
Yeah, because they'll switch up at
I
a
mean,
dime. For real.
the most disappointing is not really the I guess the dumping of projects that people were looking for is because the last time Marvel did their big panel was when we got the reveal of Doctor Doom. So holding it up to that standard, all the talk that's been building up specifically around the X-Men universe, people were looking for some X-Men content, and Marvel, like you said, decided to be safe because in the past they put their foot in their mouth, and you see what kind of been the aftermath of it. But I mean, they did get a good job of introducing they did give a trailer at Hall H, a new Dooms trailer, which if go on X, you can probably
Should have
find
been the
it, but
trailer that they gave
it
out the
should have
first
been the
fucking
trailer
time.
that they dropped, and just a brief description in this trailer. We go back to there's a woman who's voicing the trailer. Some people are saying it's
Sue
Sue
Storm.
Storm, some people are theorizing someone else, but basically theorizing, well, the person is narrating the trailer and explaining how the Fantastic Four group has always known who Doom was. So
Right.
yes, Reed and Victor has a relationship prior to Doomsday. So that was confirmed. We also revisit the scene where Thor tries to attack him and he stops him with the hammer. In that scene, we see ultimately is Doom's superhero pose when he come crashing down and they go toe to toe and he revives the Sentinels. So that AI trailer that was going around for the last couple of months is confirmed. That was basically exactly what we saw. But the horror and the dread that you get from the trailer as you watch the reasoning behind Victor. Something in him changed. Something caused him to become the person that we know. People are theorizing that the loss of his wife and or child is the reason why he basically goes batshit crazy. So yeah, hopefully Marvel drops that trailer sooner than later. Maybe it'll be the trailer that drops at the end of Brand New Day. But it was amazing.
That's the trailer. That's the trailer we should have got first, not the teaser trailer. I still stand on that.
All of the teaser trailer.
That other
Hopefully
trailer, the trailer we got, the trailer the public got was a teaser trailer.
Was the teaser part 5?
That was teaser part 5 right there. The trailer that Comic-Con got was the trailer that we were supposed to get. That's a trailer. That you know what's funny? Because Ebony, she sent me the link to watch the trailer, and I'm watching it, and the first thing I send her back in all caps. Now that's a trailer. You know what I'm saying? I want her to hear me say that. You know what I'm saying?
I heard it. Because I said the same thing. I said, now that's a trailer.
Like the fuck, like, you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. There were a couple things in the teaser. I'm still calling it that, the teaser trailer. There's a couple things in the teaser trailer that stood out, you know, which I stand on that. I think it's a little misunderstanding fight between the X-Men and the Avengers. I think that's what it is, because you see Cyclops, you know, doing the super optic blast with the Sentinels behind him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm wondering if he's sacrificing them to get away. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, man, that trailer was fucking fire, yo. I'm like, oh, okay.
It was when you think about a trailer for Doomsday, it was the doom of it all. And you know, I'm still not too sold on Robert Downey Jr. voice, because he said that he talked a little bit like Doom at Comic-Con, but by all means, he could not take that mask off the whole trailer, and he got it. Fuck it, RDJ, you got it, bro, because that trailer was enough for me. I don't know what else to say. Like, I'm really tongue tied about the trailer. But all right, let's wrap some more stuff up. DCU Clayface trailer has dropped. We'll talk about that next week, but make sure you guys check it out.
Hey, your mic is going in and out.
My mic? Hear me?
Yeah, it's like going in and out.
It's probably my headphones.
It's like it's going low.
How about
now it's like low.
High, low.
So,
can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you, but you're lower.
Keep on talking again.
I'm lower? Oh, man. Let's see.
No. Keep on talking.
Keep on talking again. You gotta.
All right, you're cool. You're cool.
Okay. So DCU Clayface trailer dropped by Mike Flanagan. It is the first chronological movie in the DCU, so it happens before everything that we've seen so far. So make sure you guys check out that trailer. We're going to talk about it next week. Yeah, it does look pretty good horror. I'm excited. Spider-Man.
Oh, I'm sorry. Zach Krieger said it from his fucking mouth. It is not from Resident Evil 2. It is more influenced by Resident Evil than it is Resident Evil itself. So it's a Resident Evil movie that's not a Resident Evil movie that is a Resident Evil movie. Y'all figure that shit out for yourselves. I'm sorry. It popped in my brain and I just had to get it out.
You had to get it off your chest. I get it. I'm about to start calling her gold leader. Who, me? Who you call me gold leader, Mark? Horror movies, check in. So we got The Other Mommy and Buddy. Make sure you guys check out those trailers. The Other Mommy.
That looks good. Yeah.
Have it. You can have it, bro. I'm good. Listen, it's not about the quality. I'm just scared.
What was that? That movie.
I get you.
They or Us, or what was it?
You talking about the movie by Jordan Peele?
Yeah.
Us.
Us. Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's what it's giving me. Me.
We also have a new Insidious dropping from the beautiful minds of Inception in the back.
Oh, Carrie.
Go ahead. Tell them about Carrie.
Yeah, yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. It looks good, but if they don't have, they're all gonna laugh at you. If they don't have that, it doesn't count. It doesn't count at all. I'm not going to accept it as a Carrie movie if it doesn't have that on there. So that's
series. It's a series.
It's a series.
Yes, it's a prom series by Mike.
Better yet,
Mike Flanagan.
If they don't have it, they better have it.
What about the Crystal Lake joint?
Go ahead, tell them about it.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not. I've only seen the original. The original movie from way back. I didn't really keep up with the franchise. So for me, I haven't been in this world in a very, very long time, and I'm quite excited to take a look. And I believe it's like an origin story, kind of explaining why she eventually went crazy and did what she does. And so I do think that's some untapped territory. So I'm excited to see where that goes.
Yeah, I mean, I think more so it's more so the development of how she goes crazy, because they tell you why she goes crazy. You know, they explicitly said that these camp counselors weren't paying attention to her son while he went to go drown, and you know she got a whole bunch of I'm sorries. Yeah, and then she went crazy. But I want to. It's the detail of it, since they're making it into a series, that stands out, that I'm digging with this joint. Like, when did she start hearing Jason, her, you know, because remember in the old school movie, she hears Jason's voice and she'll start saying, "Kill her, mommy, kill her for me, mommy," you know. But you know what I'm saying?
Laugh, but yeah.
I want to know how that go. I want to know how that develops. So yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that Crystal Lake show definitely looks good. And the joint that plays Velma is mom. It's Mama Voorhees.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So yeah, the
Okay.
OG live action Velma, the OG live
Okay.
action Velma. Yeah, she's Mama
Did
Voorhees.
Did you guys get a chance to check out the Johnny Depp Ebenezer trailer?
That looks
Yes.
good. It looks all right.
You think
I mean,
Johnny got his mojo back? You think he gonna be the face of many faces? Think
I
he
don't
gonna
think
be
he
able to
even
do
lost
it?
it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
Okay.
don't think he
All
lost it.
right.
So
All right. Fair. And we mentioned it earlier. Obviously, Avatar: The Seven Havens trailer dropped. We also got Vision Quest was announced. It's going to be 8 episodes coming out October 14th. Lord of the Rings: Ring of Power season 3 is going to hit November 2027. Those
when
episodes are
they
going to be
make the
released in
one
groups.
ring to rule them all, I can't wait till he
Yep, they're
start
going to release
recruiting
it in
motherfuckers.
groups.
I can't wait until he start recruiting motherfuckers, because it's going to be some crazy shit, yo. Because the only time you see these people like go mad, and this is crazy. The only time you ever seen the individual race go crazy, or like a little bit of their story, was in the game Shadow. Was it Shadow of War or Shadow of Mordor?
Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, so because you would see certain clips about how they would spaz out, and you know how they were succumbing to the darkness of the ring. But this time he's like coming on the show. It looks like he's actually coming to him and like, you know, your mind type shit. So
Yeah.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready.
And I
Obligatory shout
enjoyed
out
Ring
to
of Power
Boromir, the
season
only
2.
human to ever fight it off.
Yeah.
I enjoy Ring of Power season 2. I mean, so I know fans really was. I mean, do I think the season 1 build up to, even though we all kind of knew, but who Sauron was probably better. But I feel like season 2 was more consistent. So, and it flowed better. But I'm definitely excited to see what the next season is going to bring. And then the last thing on our wrap up level is that we know Spider-Man Brand New Day is set to hit theaters this upcoming weekend, and the final trailer dropped. And there has been a lot of promo around Sadie Sink and her reveal of character. So, final predictions. Tom Holland says she's not Jean Grey, but what do you guys think? Do you guys want to
And you know
stick with
what's
her
funny?
being Jean Grey, or do you want to put somebody else out there?
And this is what I said. This is what I said. You mean she don't gotta be Rachel, you don't gotta be Jean Grey, but it's smelling like Rachel Summers, which is the same person, just different name. I don't, I don't really
What
see a
about you,
difference.
Hood? You think she going to be Jean Grey?
I gotta tell you, I hope not. Um,
Okay.
I like my individual movie. I'm a lame. All right, I like my individual movies to be my individual movies. I don't necessarily need Spider-Man filled with a bunch of X-Men or a bunch of Avengers. I'm already kind of upset that like Hulk is all in this movie or whatever. So if she is, the MCU is good with blending characters from other franchises and whatever, and they're good at making them fit in the story. So it's not necessarily something that would ruin it if she was Jean Grey. I would just really prefer her just be somebody from Spider-Man.
Do you think it
I,
would ruin it if she ends up not being Jean Grey?
No, no. Just make sure you. So if she was somebody other than Jean Grey, would that ruin the movies? That what you're asking?
That ruined the movie. Yeah.
No, not at all.
Okay. Got it. Okay. What you gonna say, Skitty?
nah, because he was like, he's kind of sick and tired of it not just being a Spider-Man movie. Remember, these Spider-Man movies are just a deal between Sony and Marvel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sony still owns Spider-Man. The only reason why Spider-Man is able to even get these movies is because somewhere in the deal or whatever contract, it has to be a character from Marvel Disney in those movies. So unfortunately, unless Sony is doing it, we're never going to get a truly solo Spider-Man.
Fair
Sony
enough.
like, Sony like, nah.
Right.
Catch me with that.
What?
Miss me with that bullshit. Sony like, nah.
Sony like,
Sony
we
gonna
ain't
hold
Fox.
Spider-Man till-
We ain't Fox, nigga. We ain't stupid. That's what
We ain't
Sony's
dumb.
saying.
We is not dumb, master.
Yeah.
Well, I really hope that. I mean, we all know Spider-Man is $1 billion movie, right? And I feel like that this Spider-Man is definitely going to give us, for me personally, is going to canonize Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Not saying that he hasn't been Spider-Man all this time, but I think this is going to be his movie to kind of like, especially if they decide to transition away from him because of age, because he is getting a little older, depending on how young they want to keep Peter. But I think this is going to be definitely Tom Holland's movie. But I don't know who that must be a bot. But sorry, that message caught me off. But it says you can borrow for a few minutes. What can we borrow for a few minutes? You? but but yeah, so yeah, but guys, we're going to cover Spider-Man Brand New Day next week on the level. That will be our season finale for this season, so make sure you tune in and you come in with all your Spider-Man. Go ahead.
We'll have a night show, evening show for that one.
Yeah, and that's
that
level after dark.
Yeah, level after
The
dark.
level after dark. But give everybody a chance to watch it. Whoever can watch it, it does hit there's on Wednesday in some areas, and most places Thursday. So make sure you guys go watch it. Make sure that you like, comment,
Saturday. So is it Saturday?
I know you seen it on Saturday, Skitty. You see it on the 1st.
Yeah,
I'm talking about for everybody else who want to see it. It starts in theaters on Wednesday.
Yeah, I was just saying
places, both places Thursday.
Because we was going to have a night one because I thought it was a Sunday, right? I don't know. I'm confused. I'm sorry. Again, soberness. That's what happens when I don't smoke. My mind is somewhere else.
Well, if you let me wrap up the level, you can go to Pluto.
Yeah, you can go to Pluto though. Okay, so no. Saturday, I will be singing Saturday on the 1st. So we'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it. All right, Hood, go ahead and talk to Level one more time before we get out of here. Let everybody know where they can follow you. Let them know a little bit about your books, and any final thoughts.
All right, I appreciate that. So I got a YouTube channel of my own. It's Hood Fuller. 0831 is how you can find that. Hood Fuller 0831. I'm on Instagram on Orion_Pax 0427. I gotta get the birth dates right because those are where the numbers are. And Facebook at Hood Fuller. As far as the books, you can find them on Amazon under Alex Hood Fuller. I have 3. One is called Mark of the Demon, one is called Into the Furnace, and one is called Plus Size. And all of them follow different characters based on principles from the Bible. I basically take spiritual warfare as discussed in the Bible and make it literal. So you've got angels and demons and these humans in the middle who have their various powers, and they're caught in the middle of this age-old war with various motivations for who sides with who and why and what they want and deals with devils and all sorts of that kind of stuff. And got one character in particular who is kind of the face of my brand right now. Her name is Trisha. She's a plus size black superhero, and
Mm.
she is a telepath, and she tries to use that ability to be a street level hero because she's kind of like her whole premise is like, I don't understand how people are superheroes. Like, how do you know where to be and who needs help with what, like what to do? So she uses her mind powers to see what struggles people are going through, that they're not talking about, and she tries to solve it in whatever way that she can solve it, like a true street level hero. And you can find all that on Amazon, like I said, under Alice Hood Fuller. I'm working on my fourth one now, so hopefully I'll get that out by the end of the year. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to talk about that. I'm working hard. I'm doing my best.
Yes, yes, yes. And I mean, hey, more power to you. Make sure you send me the link after today so I can go ahead and share it. My biggest thing is support costs nothing. So we gotta be able to support each other, especially in our community, people that look like us, because the only way our stuff is gonna get out there if somebody look like us share it. So thank you for coming on to the level, and thank you for rocking with me on Facebook and all the back and forth and the banter. It's always a good time on Facebook. As I always say, you can't take me serious because I'm literally there to stir the pot. But I know today's has been a long day, guys. We had a lot to talk about. There's so much stuff to cover and with the technical difficulties. But as always, thank you for being a part of the Level Podcast team. Make sure you like, comment, and share. Make sure you tell a nerd who knows a geek, who knows a blur, who knows you, that the level is where you want to be. And as always, I'm Rainy Days, and that's Skitty Live. Until next level, we out.